Today we're discussing 10 foods to avoid if you're over 50 and want to stay healthy. I know you've heard it before, but I'm going to say it again: food is medicine, and let's face it, it's not always easy to say no to tasty foods. But if you're looking for a way to keep yourself healthy as you get older and avoid some of the more common ailments associated with aging, like high blood pressure or diabetes, then it may be time to start avoiding some of the foods we'll discuss in this video. Here are 10 foods that most people over 50 should avoid if they want to stay healthy and young. Number 1. Soda. Soda is one of the worst things you can drink if you're over 50 and want to stay healthy. It contains high amounts of sugar, which can lead to diabetes and other health problems. Soda also contains phosphoric phosphospa acid, which can destroy calcium in your bones. If you drink soda on a regular basis, it will also increase your risk of heart disease and stroke. The American Diabetes Association recommends limiting sugar intake to less than 10% of your total daily calories. That's about 50 grams for men and around 40 grams for women. That means if you're eating 2,000 calories per day, and most people are no more than 200 grams of calories should come from sugar. That's not much at all, and most people are exceeding this number very easily. Not exceedingly is it full of sugar, which can lead to weight gain, but it's also loaded with artificial ingredients that can make your skin look old and duller. Plus, it isn't hydrating. In fact, it can dehydrate you. If you're looking for a healthier alternative to soda, try drinking water with lemon or lime squeezed into it, or make your own healthy soda by mixing up some real fruit juice with sparkling water. Number 2. Fast food. Fast food is fast food and healthy for everyone, but it's particularly bad for people over 50. Why? Because our bodies change as we age and need different things from the food we eat. Here are a few reasons why you should cut back on fast food if you're over 50 and you want to stay healthy. Is high in calories. The average meal at calories. Fast food restaurant can pack on more than 1,000 calories, high in saturated fats and saturated fat, and cholesterol. Toaster can clog up your arteries and cause heart disease. Is high in sodium. Sodium increases blood HIGH and sodium pressure, which is dangerous for older adults who are already at risk for hypertension or high blood pressure. It lacks nutrients essential to good health. You age like fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that come from fresh fruits and vegetables. Moving on to number 3. Processed meats. Processed meats are one of the worst things you can eat if you're over 50 and want to stay healthy. Processed meats, such as sausage, hot dogs, deli meats, are often high in saturated fat and sodium. They also contain nitrates, which are added to preserve the meat, that have been linked to increased risk of cancer. If you're looking for a way to add some protein to your diet without all of these negative side effects, try replacing the processed meats with lean cuts of fresh meat, such as chicken breasts or fish, and adding fresh vegetables, fruits, beans, and other whole grains into your meals. Additionally, while they may be convenient to grab when you're on the go or press for time at home, processed meats are often high in sugar, another factor that can increase your risk of heart disease and diabetes. Number 4. White bread and pasta. They've been bread and pasta staples of the American diet for decades, and they're so versatile. Pasta can be used in Italian dishes, and white bread can be used for sandwiches, toast, croutons, French toast, garlic bread, you name it. But have you ever stopped to consider that these foods might be contributing to your declining health? Age. White bread and pasta are high in the glycemic index. They cause your blood sugar levels to spike and then fall quickly after consumption. This means that they'll make you feel hungry again soon after eating them, and will want to feel hungry all the time. In addition to that issue, white bread has been shown to raise your cholesterol levels over time. In general, whole grains like brown rice or quinoa are a better rice or quinoa choice than processed ones like white flour or refined grains, because they are lower on the glycemic Index, so they won't cause spikes in your blood sugar levels or contribute as strongly to heart disease risk factors like high cholesterol levels. Number 5. Dairy products with added sugar. Dairy products dairy with added sugar, a rich source of calcium and protein, two nutrients that are essential to the health of your bones. But did you know that many dairy products also contain added sugar? Dairy products with added sugar, a serious health concern for anyone over 50. The best way to avoid this problem is to make sure you read the ingredients list on your dairy products. If you see any form of sugar listed, corn syrup, evaporated cane juice, skip it and find something without added sugars instead. There's always unsweetened almond milk. It's light and creamy, but without all of the added sugar. Also consider getting calcium from dark leafy greens like spinach or kale. You'll spinach or KLEB, getting the nutrients that will keep your bones strong while staying away from the dairy products with added sugar. Number 6. Grain-fed red meats. We've all grain-fed met hard that red meat is bad for us, but all red meat isn't created equal. There's a difference between grain-fed red meat and grass-fed red meat, so stay calm. You don't have to give up the steak just yet. Red meat has been linked to heart disease and cancer, but grain-fed red meat has been shown to be even worse than other types of red meat. The problem, while grain-fed cows are often given antibiotics and hormones, which can make their meat more likely contain bacteria and carcinogens, and those chemicals can actually increase your risk of developing cancer. However, grass-fed beef has less saturated fat and cholesterol than grain-fed beef. It's because it comes from cows that eat their natural diet, which is full of grass. Because of that, grass-fed beef has been found to be higher in vitamin A and other antioxidants compared to grain-fed beef. Number 7. Low-fat or fat-free. LOW, fat or fat-free processed foods. Low-fat or fat-free processed foods are all the rage these days, but they may not be doing your body any favors, and here's why. Processed low-fat foods often contain more sugar than their full-fat counterparts, making them a major contributor to chronic disease like obesity and diabetes, and because they're made from refined flour and sugars. Flours and sugars, they don't offer any protein or fiber, so you're left with a lot of empty calories. The other problem is that when you take out the fat from something like cheese or chocolate, you lose some of its most important nutrients. For example, cheese is high in vitamin B12, calcium and potassium, all essential for staying healthy as you get older. Number 8. Fried foods. While fried foods are delicious, they're not so good for you. The reason fried foods tend to be high in fat and salt, and sometimes trans fats as well, and that's not a combination you want on your plate. Fried foods may also contribute to weight gain since they contain more calories than baked or grilled foods. Luckily, there are plenty of other delicious ways to enjoy your favorite fried foods without all of these in negative tree. Other methods such as baking or roasting in an air fryer instead of using oil for frying. Number 9. Refined grains are refined grains. Refined grains are another category of foods that you should limit or avoid if you're over 50 and want to stay healthy. Refined grains are processed into flour, which is then used in making bread, pastas, breakfast cereals, and other baked goods because they've been refined and stripped of their fiber-rich bran, which is the outer layer of the grain, and the germ, which contains many of the nutrients. They provide very few nutrients while contributing high amounts of carbs and sugar to your diet. Number 10. Excess sodium. Sodium is a number 10 excess sodium mineral that your body needs in small amounts, but too much sodium can increase your blood pressure and put you at risk for heart disease and stroke. The Institute of Medicine recommends that adults consume no more than 200-300 milligrams of sodium per day, but most Americans consume between 400 milligrams to 4,700 milligrams daily. 400 milligrams tau omicron, according to Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which also known as the CDC. Excess sodium may come from processed foods such as canned soups and vegetables, fast foods, restaurant meals with sauces on the side, cheese sauce, unfrozen dinners, or other types of condiments. So we hope this list of foods to avoid after 50 has given you some ideas on how to eat better. Next, please check out our video about what foods you should be eating if you're over 50. These foods are a must for healthy and vibrant living. Please subscribe to this channel and like the video if you found it helpful. We'll see you on the next video.